Bonjour. Here are some quick tips for switching the options to French in Google Read and Write. If you look to the right-hand side of the Google Read and Write toolbar, there is a purple drop-down arrow. When you click on that, you can select Options, which then allows you to change your settings and your preferences. If you look here on the left-hand side where the options are, if you choose Speech and Voice, this is where you would determine and choose the voice that you want to use for text-to-speech. One of the best ones for our students is French-Canadian Amélie. This one has an accent that would be most similar to the accent that they are accustomed to hearing. The other feature in this is also the speed. This is where they would control the rate of speed and how quickly the text-to-speech reads to them. It's very important to stress to students that they find a speed that is appropriate for them and that accommodates their processing speed. The other thing that you want to take a look at is language here on the left, again under options. When you select that, one of the first options that's there is probably not one that you're going to want to use with your students. The first one, if you switch it from English to Français, what ends up happening is it changes the language of the program all to French. This would be great if you want your students to learn the vocabulary of technology in French, but for the most part, most of us want to continue working with an operating system and instructions that are in English. So if you leave that to English and then go down to Features below that and switch that to Français, then you'll be able to use the tools in French but have your instructions still in English. Once you've selected Français for that, then you click OK. Now it's set up to be able to use some of the tools in the toolbar in French. So the first one we're going to look at is word prediction. Now that I've switched it over to French, what happens is that as a student starts to type a sentence, the word prediction will come up in French. As you can see from what I just did, as you bring your cursor over top of the words, it will read it out loud to them so that the students who have difficulty reading will be able to determine which word is the one that they're looking for.
La.
When they are typing, the word prediction will be on, and this will help with more efficient typing and for quick insertion of the words, but also for spelling. Just as a quick example, I'll put a simple sentence here. And I want to write the word chien. So as I start to type it, I can go down and look for the word.
Chiffre. Chien.
When I find the one that I want, I can insert it, and then I can add my verb and finish that. I can then turn off the word prediction if I want to, and now I can use my text-to-speech feature, which will read to me in French using the French-Canadian voice that we've already selected. So I go up here and I can now choose the play button and it will read it back to me.
Le chien jappe.
This is a great way for students to check their work, to hear the French language spoken, and also just to make sure that they haven't made any mistakes. That is called text-to-speech. One of the other options that we now have since we've switched our options over to French is that now when I highlight a word or select a word, I can go up to the dictionary and it will now give me the dictionary definition in French. So you see that I have the name that I've selected, what part of speech it is, and then also the definition in French. It also comes with a play button so that I can play the definition and hear it at the same time.
Chien. N. M. Un. Mammifère domestique appartenant à la famille des canidés.
So I can stop it just by clicking that button again, or the square to stop it, and close that box. One of the other features that this has is also speech to text. So if I want to dictate and have the program type for me, I can use this for words that are difficult to spell. If I get stuck on a word and I'm not sure how to spell it, I can use speech to text for that. Or I can also do it to practice getting entire sentences out. This helps with the efficiency of typing, but also for students who struggle with grammar or spelling. So here's the text. The talk and type is the speech to text feature that's there. When you turn it on, it comes on red right away, which means that the microphone is active and it begins right away. Right now, it is set for English. Even though I changed my options in the drop-down arrow, when I start the speech to text, I have to switch the language over from English and choose Français as an option. So as I scroll down here, now I found Français. Once I've selected that, now it is ready for me to be able to dictate in French. Here's an example. Je suis contente que c'est presque la fin de semaine. Point. Then I click it to stop, and here you can see where it has dictated it. I have dictated it, and it has typed it in French. So this is my informal video to show you how you can switch things over and make it work very easily for you in a French immersion or core French classroom. The only caution is to make sure that you switch it back if you are going to be working in another language. So if you're going back to working in English and you're going to be using the tools in Google Read and Write, you need to be able to switch these features back to English and also the reading voice back to English. And that's it.